Congratulations, you have completed the GitHub course, and in the last tutorial we'll see the markdown syntax. So I search on Google and we go to official documentation about this markdown syntax. So let us go to the same project and we see here right now we don't have any readme file, and that is why it is not showing any description here below the code, and it is suggesting me to add a readme file. So we'll not add it from here, rather let me create it from VS Code. So I add a new file and give a name readme.md. So by default all the content of readme.md, whatever you specify, will appear on GitHub repository as the description of that repository. Now we follow some of the syntaxes. We see that for headings we can specify this hash symbol and then give the heading, and then we have 6 different options to give the headings. So if we put single hash, it would be the largest size. If we give 2 hashes, it would be a little smaller compared to that, and then with 6 hashes, that would be the smallest one in terms of headings. So I give 1 2 3 4 5 here, and then I need to increase the number of hashes. So 1 2 3 4 5 and then 6. So I give all these 6 headings to try out the size. Now this is the first thing I have done, since these changes are on my local only. So I do git status. I see that a readme is added, so I do git add, and then I commit the changes using git commit -m and then the comment. See, right now I'm on master. I am not creating any branch. I'm directly pushing to master, so that's why I use git push. Now if we go to our repository, we see here earlier there was no description below the code, but now we see some description. So it has shown the content of readme.md as the description, and we see the different sizes of headings. So 1 2 3 4 5 6. So that is being controlled with this hash. Now we go to the next one, which is about formatting the text in bold, italic and strike through. So all the details are given very clearly here. So whatever you want to use, you can just follow the instructions. So for example, if I want to try this bold italic, so what I can do is I can put 2 asterisk and then we can specify the content within that. Similarly for italic we specify 1, and for strike through we need to give this tilde sign. VS Code by default also shows that formatting, but yeah, you can push these and you can check on GitHub also. There are some other formats also, like all bold and italic, and then subscript or superscript. So you can try out, these are very straightforward. The next one is adding a quote. Alright, so before adding this quote, what we'll do is we will be pushing these changes. So again I go to command prompt, I do git status, I see that readme is updated, so I do git add. So I commit the changes using git commit and then I push it. Now you can go to GitHub, reload it, and you can see the bold, italic and strike through text also. Now we are talking about the quote text, so for that you need to use this greater than symbol, and then you can specify anything that this is the quoted text. Again, if you push these changes and then you reload the repository, you will see the quote looks like this. So anything you want to add as a note, you can use quote text for that. Next one is adding a code block, which is very important because generally in repository we specify some instructions, some examples, some code snippets. So for that we can use this sort of rectangular block, and for that what all we need to do is we need to enclose our code base of any language between these 3 tilted quotes, and let's say I specify a simple function to return, let's say, any number, and then let's say we again push it. So the code block looks like this, and we can follow rest of the syntaxes. We can add images, we can add links, and a lot of other things we can do. We can just follow these instructions on the markdown syntax. So I leave this for you. If you have any queries, if you face any challenge, do ask your questions. You can drop your queries and I can definitely create a new bonus lecture for all your questions. But yeah, this is very straightforward thing you can try out, and I think you will be able to clear all your doubts yourself. So with this, we are finished with our course on Git and GitHub. I'll see you with more such interesting content. So goodbye.